Welcome to our special series marking the 50th anniversary of Arab News. In this deep dive, we're looking back at a really pivotal decade, 2005 to 2015. We'll be exploring the major events, drawing directly from the Arab News archives to understand the key shifts and stories that shaped this era.
Absolutely. And, our aim isn't just to revisit headlines. We want to connect the dots for you, revealing the significance of these moments and maybe offer some unexpected perspectives on their lasting impact. We've got a rich collection of Arab news sources, from immediate reports to later analyses to guide us.
Okay, great. Let's dive right in then with 2005 and the assassination of former Lebanese Prime Minister Rafik Hariri. Arab News covered his role extensively, didn't they? As a central figure in Lebanon's post-Civil War reconstruction. That period many remember as a second golden era.
Mm-hmm. It's particularly illuminating, actually, reading the first-hand accounts from Arab News contributors at the time. One vividly recalls an evening in Beirut, seeing President Jacques Chirac of France walking alongside Hariri in the downtown area. That image of vibrancy, of optimism, it really underscores what was lost.
Yeah, it really does. And Arab News immediately reported on the widespread anticipation of instability and weakening institutions in Lebanon following his death.
Right.
And sadly, those fears, they seem to have materialized in the long run. You look at the country facing debt crises, ongoing protests, the significant influence of groups like Hezbollah. It's described as a moment that just kind of extinguished a lot of hope for Lebanon's future prosperity.
And what's fascinating to consider, based on Arab News' coverage, is the contrasting views on Hariri's legacy even back then. I mean, while celebrated for his vision, he also faced criticism about the national debt, his relationship with Saudi Arabia.
Sure, that context is important.
Yet, looking back, especially now from 2025, after the death of Hassan Nasrallah and with Joseph Aoun elected president, events also covered by Arab News that headline the rebirth of a republic Hariri envisioned. Well, it offers a really powerful counterpoint, doesn't it?
It really does. It makes you think about how history reevaluates figures. And this event in 2005, as the Arab News archives suggest, it wasn't isolated. It sort of rippled outwards, contributing to the regional volatility we saw in the years that followed.
That volatility certainly escalated in 2006. With the Hezbollah-Israel war, Arab News detailed how Hezbollah's ambush on an Israeli army convoy triggered a really substantial Israeli military response over 34 days.
The scale of the impact on Lebanon was just immense, wasn't it? Arab News reported extensively on the devastation, civilian infrastructure, crucial sectors.
Yeah, and let's not forget the environmental disaster, that oil spill from the Gia power plant, just a huge ecological blow.
Right.
It's pretty sobering to recall that even Hezbollah's leader at the time admitted he wouldn't have ordered the capture if he'd known, the magnitude of Israel's reaction. And while UN Security Council Resolution 1701 called for a ceasefire, Arab News consistently pointed out the ongoing challenges in fully implementing its key provisions, particularly the disarmament of Hezbollah.
Yeah, that remained a sticking point. And the longer-term effects, as Arab News analysis shows, included, a strengthening of Hezbollah's position in Lebanon, a more fractured political landscape, rising sectarian tensions, a struggling economy.
Mm-hmm. Plus, there was the Leningrad Commission in Israel. That public inquiry highlighted serious shortcomings, grave failings, really, in Israel's handling of the conflict, and that had far-reaching consequences for Israel's status, too.
Okay, so shifting then to 2007, another pivotal development, Hamas taking over the Gaza Strip. Arab News provided that crucial historical context, didn't they? Outlining Gaza's journey from the British Mandate, Egyptian administration, Israeli occupation.
Right, leading up to Israel's disengagement in 2005, which transferred control to the Palestinian Authority.
But what the Arab News coverage really brought home was how abrupt and forceful that Hamas takeover was in June 2007, expelling Fatah forces after their election win the year before.
And that really solidified the division, didn't it? Fatah in the West Bank, Hamas in Gaza.
Exactly. And the immediate consequence, as Arab News documented, was Israel imposing that comprehensive blockade on Gaza, land, sea, and air.
Yeah, and the results were devastating. Widespread unemployment, poverty, critical shortages of food and water. It painted a very grim picture, leading to that UN warning by 2015 that Gaza could become, unlivable by 2020.
And despite various attempts at reconciliation, like the Saudi-brokered Makkah agreement in 2008, lasting unity between Hamas and Fatah just remained elusive, as Arab News reported.
Yeah. The ongoing struggle in Gaza, the tunnel networks, repeated Israeli military operations, sadly culminating in the devastating 2023 war. It really underscores the enduring impact of this whole period.
Okay, let's move to 2008, a different kind of development here. Saudi Arabia taking a significant place on the global economic stage, joining the G20.
That's right. King Abdullah's attendance at that inaugural leaders meeting in Washington, D.C., that was a clear signal of the kingdom's status as a major global economy, something Arab News highlighted prominently at the time.
And it's interesting looking back, isn't it? At King Abdullah's early calls for tougher financial regulations and greater Arab coordination in response to that 2008 global financial crisis. Arab News reported on that.
His emphasis on stronger monitoring systems and enhanced role for the IMF, it really showed Saudi Arabia's proactive engagement early on.
Yeah. And beyond its own economic interests, Arab News also emphasized the kingdom's commitment to assisting developing nations during this period.
Absolutely. The kingdom's participation in the G20, it underscored its vital role in global markets and its willingness to be a voice for the wider region and the developing world.
And as Arab News later covered, Saudi Arabia's global leadership was really further evidenced when it assumed the G20 presidency in 2020. Hosting that extraordinary virtual summit under King Salman to address the COVID-19 pandemic.
A major moment. Okay, so turning to 2009. Arab News analyzed the emergence of President Barack Obama's foreign policy doctrine, characterized by that pragmatic, multilateral, diplomacy-first kind of approach.
Right, his pledge for a new way forward with the Muslim world. That was central.
Yeah, mutual interests and respect. Key aspects included engagement with adversaries, like the Iran nuclear deal talks later on, Cuba, limiting large-scale military interventions, strengthening alliances, participating in forums like the G20.
However, Arab News also presented, critical perspectives on the effectiveness of this doctrine in the Middle East. Some argued its policies inadvertently weakened U.S. credibility, maybe emboldened adversaries.
The intervention in Libya is often cited, isn't it? And Obama himself later called it the biggest mistake of his presidency, mainly due to the failure to plan for the aftermath. Arab News also highlighted the inconsistent approach to the Syrian civil war, backing down from airstrikes in 2013, and the subsequent rise of Daesh in that power vacuum.
So despite the initial intentions, as Arab News' analysis suggests, the Obama doctrine, it faced significant hurdles in really navigating the complexities of the Middle East.
Definitely complex. Then, jumping to 2010, Dubai unveiled the Burj Khalifa, a powerful symbol of ambition, progress, right in the middle of a global economic downturn.
Yeah, quite a statement. Arab News celebrated its unprecedented height, a testament to human ingenuity and Dubai's vision.
Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum's aspiration, to create an iconic global landmark for Dubai, surpassing all existing structures. That was vividly captured in Arab News' coverage. It wasn't just about breaking records.
No, it was about making a statement. And Arab News also delved into the remarkable engineering feats, that interwoven design, the specialized glass, advanced cooling systems.
Right. Even the innovative solutions for managing waste in such a towering structure were highlighted. It's quite something.
So the Burj Khalifa, as Arab News portrayed it, became more than just a skyscraper. It represented Dubai's resilience, its determination.
Okay, 2011. A huge year. The Arab Spring. A seismic wave of change across the region. Arab News provided extensive coverage of those initial protests and uprisings. Tunisia, Egypt, then spreading to Yemen, Bahrain, Libya, Syria.
And as Arab News detailed, the outcomes were just dramatically different from country to country. You had the swift toppling of regimes in Tunisia and Egypt, contrasting sharply with these protracted, devastating conflicts that engulfed Yemen, Libya, and Syria.
Yeah, in Yemen, Saleh's ousting unfortunately led to a brutal civil war, a terrible humanitarian crisis. Libya descended into chaos after Gaddafi fell.
And Syria. An uprising met with a violent crackdown, triggering that long, complex civil war with so much international involvement, all covered extensively by Arab News.
Arab News' reporting really underscored those deep-seated grievances fueling the movements. The desire for freedom, economic opportunity, dignity.
But the Arab Spring, despite that initial promise, it definitely unleashed considerable instability and conflict across the region.
Moving to 2013, Egypt experienced another major political shift. El-Sisi's ascendance to power, removing Morsi from office.
Arab News chronicled that volatile transition period after Mubarak's ouster and the subsequent rise of the Muslim Brotherhood.
Right. And Arab News detailed how Morsi's policies were seen by many as, consolidating power within the Brotherhood, which led to widespread discontent, the emergence of the Tamarad movement demanding his removal.
And the culmination, as reported by Arab News, was that military intervention on July 3rd, 2013. bringing an end to Muslim Brotherhood rule. Arab News highlighted Chief Justice Adli Mansour's call to safeguard the revolution, reflecting that sense of a critical juncture.
A really pivotal moment for Egypt. Okay, finally, we reached 2015, the accession of King Salman in Saudi Arabia. Arab News marked this as the dawn of a new era for the kingdom.
King Salman brought extensive experience, didn't he? From his roles as Minister of Defense, Crown Prince. Positioned him as a steady hand.
Exactly. And Arab News noted the widespread optimism surrounding his coronation, his commitment to building upon his predecessor's achievements while guiding the nation towards progress and global engagement.
And as Arab News later highlighted, the appointment of Prince Mohammed bin Salman as Crown Prince in 2017 really set the stage for transformative changes.
And the unveiling of Vision 2030 in 2016, that provided an ambitious roadmap for the kingdom's long-term aspirations.
Arab News has, of course, extensively covered the significant social and economic reforms initiated under King Salman since then. Advancements in women's rights, lifting the cinema ban, opening Saudi Arabia to tourism and investment.
And his global humanitarian efforts through Case Relief have also been a key focus, demonstrating the kingdom's, far-reaching impact.
So, looking back at this whole decade, 2005 to 2015, it's undeniable, isn't it? As the Arab News archives vividly illustrate, this was a period of profound, truly consequential change across the Middle East and globally.
Indeed. From pivotal political events, conflicts, to significant steps in economic and social development. These years, as documented by Arab News, have left an indelible mark, and they continue to shape our world. What stands out to you most from this period? What connections do you draw between these past events and the present day?
That's definitely a lot to consider. Thank you for joining us for this deep dive into a transformative decade, seen through the lens of Arab News.
We certainly hope this exploration has offered you some valuable insights.
Be sure to join us for our next deep dive as we continue our special series marking the 50th anniversary of Arab News. In our upcoming discussion, we'll be exploring the next decade, from 2016 right up to 2025. Uncovering more about the evolving landscape of the region and the world. We look forward to having you with us then.